experience the agony, the ecstasy, the triumph, the defeat, the pleasure, the pain, the sight and sound.
Going for goal! And Gullit gets the goal!
With BBC Television and Radio 5 Live, exclusively live, the BBC, the Olympic broadcaster.
This is BBC One, the nation's #1 team for live and uninterrupted coverage of Euro 96.
Hello again, glad you've tuned in. You've obviously heard there's a football match on tonight. England against Germany, the second semi-final of Euro 96. Sporting history waiting to be made. And the winners now know that they will play the Czech Republic in the final on Sunday. The Czechs got through on penalties against France earlier. Ruud is still with us, and Alan, of course. We're joined by Mr. Hill, suitably attired. Be objective about what's going to happen out here first, Ruud. What do you think?
You know, after what I've seen this afternoon, I'm ready to see this clash of Titanic. You know, the Titanic. I hope the Titanic. Yeah. I hope to see something very, very good, because I was bored this afternoon. So
you're ready for it. You're up for it.
We're all ready for it.
I'm ready.
Now I think England can win the game. You know, the way the Germans line up, they'll pack the middle of the park. They've only got Kuntz up front. England go for it, you know, but be balanced. Attack at the right times and make sure they're solid defensively. Watch for Ziga down the left flank and Sammer. When Sammer comes in the middle of the park, got to be picked up. England can go for it.
Flat and Ince both in the team, Jim. Sorry, the Flat and Ince both in the team.
Yes, well, I realised Flat would play, he said, now in the last game, and he played very well until he tired later in the game. I see no reason for Terry to drop him. He's a loyal manager. He stands by people who do the job for him. And Ince really has got to make some kind of a hash of that right side position, unless Terry's going to surprise us even more. But I'm trying to look for reasons why England win. Really, I think it's 50-50. You could toss a coin. But Sheringham and Shearer, our predators, are on form. Theirs is sitting on the touchline. So that's one good reason that that will give us heart before we start this game, but we're praying.
We're looking forward to it as you are at home. Let's enjoy the atmosphere and the build-up to kick off now. You'll hear from Trevor Brooking in due course, and very shortly you'll hear from Barry Davies.
All the lads and lasses here, and all the smiling and painted faces, all hoping that England's summer carnival will continue. Coming Home, lyrics by Frank Skinner and David Baddiel, music by Ian Brodie of the Lightning Steeds. And now the famous tune usually sung on the Kop at Liverpool. Everyone joining in. The famous, those who come to support the opposition, and those only well known to their friends. May have noticed, I'm sure you did, Frank Bruno, and also Henry Kissinger. Contribution that these supporters have made to this championship can in no way be underestimated. now continue to sing. It's a check on the German lineup, which, with one exception, Scholl at number 8, is that which finished the quarter-final against Croatia. Scholl keeps out the experienced Thomas Hester. Stefan Kuntz is the only forward chosen. Lots of debate about the England team. In the end, David Platt keeps his place. Paul Ince returns. Young Philip Neville doesn't yet replace his suspended brother Gary. There have been so many flags of St. George. This is Paul Young, once of Q-Tips, but a long time now a solo artist who will sing the national anthem. Germany will also have their own singer, Anna-Maria Kaufmann. And without the accompaniment this time, a rendition of Football's Coming Home really has caught on. There is Anna-Maria Kaufmann. Won't come as a major surprise to you. Perhaps not too many in the crowd will know her unless they're here to support Germany. She's one of their most famous, popular and indeed versatile artists. Coach of the future on the right. I'm sure he would wish if he could take this atmosphere with him with the England team in future. Certainly served Terry Venables well. The Hungarian officials lead the parade. As was pointed out before the championship started, of course the teams have come out to the playing of music by a German. But Beethoven's Ninth Symphony is universal, and it's become very popular at this Euro 96. So many who perhaps have not listened to it much before. Again, the national anthem, hugely well sung, and let's hope there is now respect for the German anthem. Those who felt it necessary to whistle, we can leave to their own ignorance. So what's become the traditional handshake. Final check on the teams with Trevor Brooking.
Well, the atmosphere is just fantastic. Let's hope we get a game to match it, because expectancy level is massive. Minimum of change as far as Terry Venables is concerned, and it's just a case of waiting to see how that midfield pack is shuffled. Whether McManaman does play on the right or goes through the centre remains to be seen. But let's hope England do get at the Germans, because they have got a fairly defensive-looking unit.
And for the Germans, it would appear, Trevor, they're going to play one up, which is not what Bertie Vogts really felt he wanted to do yesterday.
Well, I think Kuntz is the one, the 11, who's going to have to hold the ball up while everyone joins from midfield. I mean, Frund, the number 4, and Eilt, the 21, who's done such a good job as an anchor man, are fairly defensive midfielders, which suggests that Sammer will be released from that sweeper's role and will venture forward, as we know how dangerous he can be. And let's see how Reuter and Ziege down the flanks, how often they get forward.
Captaincy in the absence of Jürgen Klinsmann goes to Andreas Müller as the most experienced player in the side. The substitutes, you will note, include Jürgen Klinsmann, so he is dressed available to play, although he told us that there is no chance of that. Referee is the man who was in control in Pasadena of the World Cup final of '94, Shandor Poole. And he did a fantastic job, because he had two linesmen who seemed to be struggling to understand the laws of the game. There's the unlucky Gary Neville, criticised by one or two people for not singing the anthem last Saturday, but tension got to him on that occasion, and I'm sure he's pretty tense now too.